Hey there, guys. Watertown and Waterbury police say they worked together. They acted quickly on this one after a manhunt was started for the suspect, who's now, tonight, at this hour, being held on $5 million bond. Javion Adams did not want you to see this or him.
Underlying convictions being strangulation third.
He asked that cameras be barred from the courtroom today, denied by the judge. Adams facing 2 counts of murder. Police say he shot his own parents, execution style, on Monday at their home on Beverly Avenue. Allegedly, a fight connected to finances, money with his mom.
This was an incident of domestic violence amongst family members. The suspect, Javion Adams, shot and killed his parents, Mark Adams and Carlene Williams.
Watertown police helping to make the arrest as well. Adams is also accused of burglary. Investigators say he used a 9mm gun to kill his mother and father. 4 shell casings found. Search for the gun. It goes on.
The allegation that he shot his father in the back of the head at close range. Also, he shot his mother twice in the neck.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz. News and entertainment with a buzz. This one is called, they say that a son is supposed to bury his mother and father. But I don't know if that is the way that it was intended to go, meaning that you're supposed to be responsible or the reason why your parents lose their life. You take away your parent because of money. Based on information that I am getting, and this is based on information from people close to the people that lost their life. This is not from the TV station, this is not from the radio station. It is said that the father and the son went up. The wife is also Jamaican, the father is Jamaican. Did not get any information as to if the youth was also born in Jamaica, but he is 20 enough. So I am assuming that he was probably born in Jamaica. It is said that this youth has always been antagonizing his mother over money. This youth was always stealing from the mother, stealing money from the mother. One of those burglar charge that he has amongst his many charges that he have, robbing other persons, including robberies that he committed against his own mother, his own family at the house in which the mother put him up at. It is said that the father does not live with them. However, the father is his biological father. It is said that on that fateful day in which he took away both his mother and father, both of them have different surnames, so I am assuming that they were never married. It is said that it was one of those days again when he was antagonizing his mother over money. And the mother decided, listen, I have told you once, twice, many times, I am not giving you any sorts of money. Go and look at work. John Crow, go look at work. In other words of the great Blamden, just joking. The mother then called the father and complained to the father that, listen, the boy over here, I give me a problem again for my own money. Want to fight me off, I cuss me off for my own money. So therefore, you need to get yourself over here ASAP. Father jump in his car, 2 toes reach at the yard, buck up in the argument with the mother and the son, the wicked son. That was when it was said that he blazed up the mother a couple of times in the upper body, I am assuming. And then he then turned the tool upon the father and corned him up in the back of the head. Like they say, DEAD, men or women tell no tale. Don't really know which of them got it first, but I know both of them got it. It is said that at least 4 spent shell was left on the scene of the crime. I think he then jumped in the vehicle, was on the run. However, he was caught soon after that. I guess he did not have any sorts of money to hide. So therefore, the FBI agents, it was very easy for them because he was broken out and confused. So you saw when he was in the court, you saw that he did not want the cameras to shine on him. He did not want his picture to be taken. I guess it is shame. But how shameful or shameless can you be when you take away your mother and your own father. BLOOD, the same people that brought you into this world. Now, people, when we see persons acting like that, is either they are top-notch crofts, meaning that persons that don't want to work and think that they are dependents even after them pass the age of 18. If you don't know anything about America, it is not like Jamaica. When you reach 18, your mother, your father, your cousin, your relative, I look on your side eye and I say, well, you gotta sit down all day, crush out weed or just hang out, go and go look at work, Jankro, go and go look at work. So based on the actions of this son, it was obvious that he did not want to go work and he thought that his mother was going to be his supporter until he loses his life. Well, people, hopefully that state is one of those serious states like Florida, and hopefully they will give him the maximum time or even DEATH, because you cannot be any more wickeder. Yes, it is bad enough you take away a stranger. However, when you take away your mother and your father, both of them one go, it tells you that you are the type of person that should be labeled as a monster, and he is. Now, when we see persons like this and they don't want to work, they are allergic to work, it is either they are top-notch croft, like I said, bums, don't have any sorts of ambition, or they have a dependency. Not only dependency on the mother, but dependency on some sorts of substance. Now, people, I don't have any sorts of evidence to substantiate that this youth might be on drugs. However, when persons are croft or they are dependent, that is the way that they act. Or maybe they are just evil, possessed by some sorts of demonic force. So again, Jamaicans in the news for all the wrong reasons. Very sad, very despicable act, point blank and period.
So there was a viral video that shows these two vehicles being involved in a careless and dangerous driving situation in Portmore. We have these two vehicles in custody right now, and we are in the process of administering charges to the drivers, and we have noted some issues with the vehicles wherein the owners are going to be held responsible as well. But the key thing is that the manner of driving and the behavior displayed by drivers and conductors of these buses was very outrageous. In fact, we are very appalled to know that these persons who are supposed to be the guardian of the lives of persons, to include children and elderly, were behaving in the manner that they were actually doing. We have to be responsible. Since the start of 2025, we have lost over 300 persons on our roads because of road traffic crashes, and many more persons have been injured and are suffering. In fact, we have properties that have been damaged, and so our health system as well as our employment system is severely affected. But more importantly, we continue to see driving of this particular manner that are taking the lives of persons needlessly. And in some instances, the persons who are behaving and perpetrating these kinds of bad driving, they are sometimes not the ones who are suffering. Let us be far more responsible. We are intent as a police force to rid the roads of these kinds of practices. And we will do all that is possible legally to ensure that persons who behave in similar manner, that they lose their driver's license, either to suspension or revocation. We will continue to be out there on the roads, and we will continue to use the Jamaica Eye system to detect and prosecute drivers who behave in this manner. We want to thank those responsible persons in the public who see these poor and dangerous behaviors to continue to send the videos and the photographs to indicate to us what is happening. We will continue to do our best to try and ensure that our roadways are safe.
So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that Indicom is turning on the heat again as it pertains to the JCF. And this is based on between 2024 to 2025, an almost 100% increase in extra controversial takeaway by the police. We saw that the body cameras are still an issue, and that issue has not been addressed. So therefore, Indicom with the two bosses tabled a report, and this is what they are expecting moving forward from the JCF as a body, security body. The wearing of body cams, the reporting of any sorts of controversial takeaway, making sure that top police, meaning inspector or so, are on every operation. Every operation, the plan must be revealed to Indicom. The results must be revealed to Indicom. After all, that is a job title of Indicom, to oversee the police, especially controversial takeaway. So therefore, the two Indicom boss came out and they spoke about this report, and they spoke about specifically Jamar Ferguson case. That is probably the watershed for what is going on, the transition that they're expecting from the JCF. I want you to take a look at exactly what they have to say, and then I'll give my piece.
We believe whatever body-worn cameras are in the possession of the JCF, a priority area of distribution must be police planned operations.
Without planning or analysis of information or intelligence received, it places both police officers and the citizens at greater risk of harm. Were undertaken by only a constable or district constable rank officers with no superior officer oversight.
But we understand the resource constraints, but we believe an inspector should, not below an inspector to head these operations.
At this stage, 2 officers have been identified and acknowledged that they fired their weapons. One officer fired a Glock and another officer fired an M16 rifle, 2 shots each. 24 officers have provided witness statements at this time. 6 officers have been interviewed under our regulation, a compelled interview under Section 21, and a further 5 officers are still to be interviewed.
Now, people, I know that when it comes to Indicom, when it comes to JFF, when it comes to Stand Up Jamaica, when it comes to people that are human rights organizations, so-called, we see the people and the police kind of get itchy. We see they don't really like it. But people, you have to decide. There are a couple of categories that you can fall into, or maybe 1 or 2 or all 3. No, you cannot be. You can be pro-criminal, you can be pro-police, or you can be pro-justice. Meaning that you want the rights and truth to come out. You decide, let me know in the comment section which side you're on. At the end of the day, we want criminal elements to be taken out. However, we don't want innocent people to be caught in the crossfire controversially. It is not right, and until it reaches your doorstep, until you face a situation like that, and we understand that the situation in Jamaica is very desperate and dire. So therefore, persons get desperate and them say, yeah man, take out all of them. What would you say if this was your child that got taken out, and then they also defame their character? So in other words, when they are down, they then step on their face and spit in their face. Let me know what you think in the comment section about Indicom Jamaicans for Justice, Stand Up Jamaica, and human rights organization based on the situation in Jamaica. Point blank and period.
The police them just kill this man in a car, dog. Fuck him up a while ago. Fuck him up. Long gunshot to him skin. I wonder what go on why them kill him, like a gunman. They might kill him. Oh, go on, what do you do? Taxi boy
So the next thing that is popping in the news is an update about the Donnelly Donaldson Noel Maitland case. The latest that has been going on at the courts. I am going to let you listen to what some professional news journalists had to say about the case and the update, and then I'll give my piece.
It was the 21st of July, 8 days after the disappearance of 24-year-old Donnelly Donaldson, that a forensic team visited the apartment of her boyfriend, Constable Noel Maitland. A blood-stained entrance mat and two blooded left foot shoes, one a Crocs slipper, the other a Puma sneaker, were discovered. Blood was also seen on a curtain in the living and dining area. The analyst told the court that two kitchen knives were found hidden in a flower pot on the balcony near an empty dragon bottle and a mat that appeared out of place. Inside, a black suitcase contained two panties and a size 6 dress. A baby carrier was also seen on top. The witness also remembered observing that one of the three swing bar guards on the door to the living room was broken and had a missing piece. However, she said there was no evidence of forced entry to the apartment. According to the witness, a point of interest in the kitchen was that the bin was empty and there was hardly any food in the fridge. She testified that there was a mark on the floor in front of the sink, showing an empty space where something was previously located. Asked why the mat was of special interest, she said it appeared out of place. Air fresheners were present throughout the apartment, giving off a strong scent. And while one of the door locks was broken, there was no evidence of forced entry. Before leaving that day, she said she collected swabs and samples. Ms. Donaldson, a 24-year-old social media personality and a customer service representative who was reported missing on July 13, had left her home on July 11 with Maitland and last spoke with relatives on July 12 while at his apartment. The trial continues today.
Now, people, do you remember when this case first started? How there was so much public interest, public cry, everybody wanted justice. But based on the fact that Jamaica is such crime and murder central, people don't even remember anymore. We're so numb as it pertains to takeaway. Nobody is interested. Nobody seems to want any sorts of justice. I am not saying that they don't want it, but I just say every day we get up is a new crime, and this new crime is worse than the crime before, and the crime tomorrow is worse than the crime today. People, it is a very sad state of affairs in Jamaica, and this is yet a next perfect example. Hopefully, we'll get the justice, and the family members of that lady that lost her life will get the justice that they truly deserve. Hopefully. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.